Jesse here with the Red Light District Show, and we were at Sanctuary LAX, and I'm with Mistress Melissa right here. And it is a special day, I guess, today because you came out of retirement to come and.
Well, I didn't really come out of retirement. I more did like a cameo, so to speak. We're not hasty.
Okay, for you guys did not see this show. She, pardon my French, but she beat the shit out of your submissive, right?
Well,
is she your submissive?
No, she's not my submissive. She's actually a friend, and we have played together in the past, and it's been quite some time. I really haven't been on stage in about a year, so it was good. It was a nice treat tonight.
Yeah. It was like you were doing it to the beat and everything, and you were just going. There was blood though.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Is there always blood after?
Not always, but
just
hopefully.
Melissa? No.
Oh, not always, but hopefully.
What made you get into this? When did you know that this world was your world?
I've been in on and around the lifestyle since 1993.
Okay.
I started as a lifestyle player. I switched back to my private life, and then I came out to the stages of Hollywood and the Hollywood club scene and things like that. And soon after that, I started working professionally at a club called the Chateau. It was in North Hollywood. It was the longest running BDSM dungeon. It was on for 32 years. The owner and the gentleman, Sir James, actually was my mentor. He was actually Betty Page's master back in the day before she went to New York and shot with Irving Claw. That's my lineage. I'm also a leather woman. I've been concurrently since then. I've been a lifestyle. I've done the professional aspect. I've done the performance aspect for over a decade all over Hollywood. I'm giving you the resume. And then a while after that, the Chateau closed. I worked independently for myself, and then I worked at the Dominion for a little while.
How do you work like independently for yourself? Like, what did you just like?
I'm my boss, me.
Did you have a clientele by then,
yes,
though? Like,
absolutely.
you already built up a clientele, and people call you. Do they? And they, is it just like, are you always the dominant, or yeah, you're always the dominant? They call you. Is there? What is like the degrees that goes, like, how bad on stage today? What, a 1 out of 10 of like intensity? 6. What was that for you? That was a 6.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What is it? What's a 9 or a 10? Wait, first let's explain a 6. A 6 was, what did you use in today's performance?
In today's performance, I did hand impact, I did spanking, I did some pressure points on her back, as well as I did some punching. I also used taws, I used floggers, and I also used a sink tail. Yeah,
and when you were punching, you were like a punching bag. Like, it seems like you've been working out like on a punching bag, like.
I did mixed martial arts on that for 16 years.
Yeah. Okay, you could like tell in your performance.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's awesome. That. Okay, so if that's a 6, what's a 9 or a 10?
Well, it depends on the type of play because it goes in so many avenues. I mean, like what one person's 6 is can be another person's 20.
Yeah.
So it's a very big perspective game. Like that might have been like, you know, a 10 for somebody else, or it could be a 1 for somebody else, and that's great too. That's the beautiful thing about this, is it's all based on perspective, which is really important to get in your negotiations. Talk about what you like, what you don't, those levels, safe words, safety gestures, medical conditions, so that you can have the most enjoyable engagement when you're doing your scene.
What is the most intense one in your mind that you've done to somebody without like divulging too much or whatever? Like.
Oh no, I mean I've had different. That's what I'm saying. I've had different avenues. In one scene, I've done dental gum slicing with a scalpel.
Okay, see that's.
And then I've also done.
That's funny.
All right. Do you want a hug?
No, I will want a hug anyways, but I mean, it has to do with that.
I've done performances where on 2 different people I threw 175 scalpel cuts, surface cuts in under 4 minutes. I've actually, in 2008, I did a fire flogging and fire breathing and whips and spanking show on 7 different ladies for an hour. I've also done, for one of my scenes I stepped down, I'm also a Southern California leather woman, 2011 and 12, I'm a leather woman.
What does a leather woman do?
Leather woman is, when you win a title, you're actually a spokesperson. You are an advocate. You're an ambassador for the leather community, for bridging communities, for the LGBT community, for the heterosexual community. And it's about reaching out. It's about awareness. It's about, you know, gapping those things. and whatever platform that particular title holder wants to represent. For my title, I represented the Southern California community from Ventura County to San Diego, from the Pacific Ocean all the way to the Inland Empire.
Damn, that's crazy. How long did you do that for?
I did it for a year.
No, is it like a yearly
always,
thing,
yeah,
like a
year,
new person every year? Okay.
Exactly.
How did how do you get into that? Like, or not get into that, but how do you become Miss Leather? You
run for it. It's a contest. You actually run for it. There's different levels of titles. There's actually club or bar titles, and then you can go to a city, it can go to a region, it can go to an international level.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
What made you retire?
I just retired this April, and it's actually due to medical conditions. I have degenerative disc in my back. I have a degenerative spinal condition. And so, instead of having to expedite the process of having a full spinal fusion medically, I actually took the choice to actually retire while I'm not in a wheelchair.
So is this just like, is it killing you to hang them up, or is it kind of
yes. It's been in a very emotional transition, because when you've done something your whole life, when your heart is in it and you're very passionate about it, you know, you're passionate about teaching safety. I taught an ongoing curriculum for 4 years, me the only instructor weekly. Part of that was also double classes a week, you know, some in Rosemead, and then I moved it to here, to Sanctuary Studios LAX. And during the beginning of that, because in Rosemead I was at a venue, Bordello Decadence, and then I also taught in Hollywood at a adult store called Busy Bees, Hollywood Boulevard, for 6 months during that. So education's always been paramount. I've taught all over. I've taught all over the United States.
And you won't be able to teach anymore now because of it as well, or you just can't perform as well?
I took a step back when I had to make that decision. I took a step back from that just to retire from classes and things like that. But I will be, my next lecture, which I haven't taught yet, my next lecture will be in April of 2015 for HEAT.
Okay, what is that? What does that entail?
HEAT is honoring, you know, all tribes, things like that, you know, of different communities and things like that. And so I'll probably be, I'm going to be teaching a relationships dynamic class.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you kind of touch on every single avenue and everything.
For the curriculum that I taught anywhere from 46 to 52 topics in an ongoing curriculum.
Wow. So I have one other question I got to ask you.
Go for it.
Earlier, I saw you doing it. You were actually flexing your boobs. Like, you can make your boobs move on their own, and I think that's pretty amazing. Is there any way?
Most men do.
Yeah, okay. I'm not a woman, thank God.
And some ladies too, that's a win.
I know. You caught her, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure you did.
I saw it.
Yeah, I think she pointed it out to me, so is there any way you could show us that?
A demonstration?
Yes, a demonstration. It's amazing. Amazing. Mistress Melissa.
All kinds of talents.
Is there any website or anything that you want to, you know, let anybody know?
Actually, I do a lot of volunteer work still in the community. I'm on the board for DomCon, LA, DomCon Atlanta. It's 2 different conventions. And they're huge. That brings together all people from lifestyle. Mistress Cyan, the owner of the venue here, puts it on. A lot of the ladies are a part of it. We have people that we host all over the United States, some internationally as well. We've had people from Australia come in to honor us and, you know, come and present. I'm actually I'm the stage manager there, and really I've done a lot. I will jump in and, you know, if I'm asked to volunteer, I'll jump in and I'll judge. Today I was the MC for the Sanctuary Marketplace.
Okay.
And so my next event that's coming up that I have on the books, I will actually be one of the judges for Southern California Leather Woman, and January 10th, this coming up, and it is the last year that my title is running.
Nice.
And so that's going to be an honor and a privilege to do that. But it's all about, a lot of people come into the community going, what can I get out of this? And I implore people to change their perspective and go, what can I bring to this?
Yeah.
Because once you look at it in that different light, then you're going to see it completely different.
Yeah. And that's a life lesson just in general, you know, instead of asking what you can get from everybody, see what
Fortune
you can
Cookies by Mistress Melissa. Take it with you, Jesse.
All right, guys, so this is Jesse with the Red Light District Show. This is Mistress Melissa.
Thank you.
Yep. And check us out, redlightdistrictshow.com. What's going on here?
It's cute. It's cute.
It's adorable. It's adorable.
And yet I kind of like it a little bit.
Your safe word is banana. Alaska. Kelly Clarkson. It's a nice little jiggle. And it's even better when you got something in your ass.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she got. I'm not gonna say banana, but I like that a little bit.
I kind of liked it too.
All right, I might be joining this world a little bit sooner than I thought it would be.